Hello, this is Ron Miller, and this is my persuasive speech, and I'm doing it on the cost of public elections. The amount of money spent on the candidate on public election is getting out of control. In 2008, $5.3 billion was spent just on the elections in that year. The total was from both parties. Most of it all was made by donations. How did that get that far? Well, look at our new flag. 28% of our funds, or their funds, came from a loophole, or loopholes. We'll just cover one in here. That one would be called bundling. A fun little thing here. It's a way to raise money by going to a single organization, and you're not breaking any laws because the people of that organization, I'll go to the next slide here. There's a nice little description. I can't see if it will work on the video here, but you're basically collecting individual funds, giving it to one person who's giving it from the entire company or from individual employees, and they're going on, and all of a sudden you could have 10,000, 100,000, even, who's to say, 10 million. Well, we have huge companies, and they practically own our government right now. We're pretty comfortable, but why should we care? Well, we all should. We're the people. We put these people into power. We have choices not to be ignorant who's making these decisions. We can make our democratic nation work for us again. It's the amount of control these companies have. I mean, you're basically going into a buddy-buddy system. Even George Washington had the Rangers, and another one was called, he had a special group of about 500 contributors or bundlers, and they were all in their own little groups that you can have pretty good influence on somebody if you're giving them, $10 million here and there. Hey, by the way, how about this? And there we go. That's how we probably got into the position that we're in right now. But who's to say, right? Yeah, oh yes, let's move on here. Our favorite part. Our voter confidence in our electoral system is an all-time low. In just the little survey I did for this speech, 38% of the participants had faith in our electoral system. 62% said that they didn't. I've got a nice little clip here. Again, I don't know if you can see it, but it's from the New York Times Magazine. It says, "Warning, your vote may be hacked. It may be destroyed or misused or mishandled." And basically, who knows if your vote's going to count. So on the next one, it's not any difference. I mean, I had a few, very, very few participants. So, but on a national scale, voter confidence is still, showing right here, only at 40%. Even the ones that did vote, and it didn't matter who. This was from 2008. We got Obama voter versus a McCain voter, and it kind of just shows what's really going on. What can we do? Well, we can close the loopholes that will level the playing field for all candidates, which would really be helpful because most of the incumbents, the people that already have the office, already kind of have a power on hand. Yeah, they have a lot of friends, they've made their connections, they can get money and really make it hard for anyone to compete to get reelected. And that's why we have basically a lifetime or permanent residence in our White House, or not the White House, but in the Senate, and also in Congress. But why should we care, right? They don't really know about us, and it doesn't really affect us. And we're just these small little people that really don't matter too much. Well, I'm getting tired of that. We've got riots in our streets. We have 99% excuse me, 99% movement going on. Occupy Wall Street, occupy any city that you're in practically, and there isn't a day go by that something's going on, there's some kind of protest. This is the same way the Tea Party has started. Both have very similar views, both are tired of the corporate games, they're both tired of not having their voices heard. So I think in the next year or two, we're going to go from a two-party system, technically three if you count the Green or Independent at any given time. It can really vary. But honestly, it's going to be changing. There's going to be some new parties involved. I like this quote. I picked it up from a book I was interested in here. It's from the former New York City Mayor Ed Koch. Yes, that is Koch, the same. This, I believe, would be the great-grandfather of the Koch brothers that is so beloved in our state of Wisconsin here. But I have to agree with him on his quote here. He says, "If you agree with me on 9 of the 12 issues, vote for me. If you agree with me on 12 of the 12 issues, see a psychiatrist." And that's true. I mean, we have, in our own state, people were shocked when Walker did what he was supposed to do, and he actually said what he was going to do, and he did it. And people were surprised by that. I'm not. I didn't vote for him. I'm not complaining. I don't really have any qualms with it because it hasn't really affected me, except in METC we're having some little issues with class sizes and funds going up. But you know what? Hey, I can pay my fair share. But let's go on before I get into another topic. That's another speech I can probably get into there. We spent $5.3 billion in federal elections. That's a lot of money. I mean, you have to write it out. Write it out if you're watching this. Write that down. That's 5.3 billion. That's going to be a lot of zeros. Okay. Bundling can allow a candidate basically unlimited contributions. Even though there's regulations and everything in place to prevent it, they're not technically breaking the rules because the individual is just giving a check. They're just getting a lot of checks by one place, one organization, whether it be a political action committee or AT&T, for instance. I can announce that because everything is everything acknowledged. I mean, they have to acknowledge who they get contributions from, but it's not the corporation that's donating the money, because corporations can't do that. What they're doing is they're giving everything from an individual. So like the corporate family, the people up in the ivory towers are giving this away. They're going and collecting the money and giving, here you go, here's $10,000 in one envelope, one shot. So in about 10 minutes or one dinner, you can raise 10,000, 100,000, millions, 10 millions, give or take, whatever it's there. And I believe bundling needs to be handled with more regulation. The FEC is trying to, that's the Federal Election Commission has been trying to, but trying to regulate something that's going to help you get back into office or keep you there is a very, very difficult thing to do if you're in their position. Unless we start talking about it or start doing something, it ain't going to happen. We, the people, need to be more proactive on who we vote for or how we vote, and just voting at all. I mean, geez, I think our turnout is barely even 50% when we're electing our first black president. But we need to be more proactive. We need to find out who's supporting them, why they're supporting them, who's giving them money, why is this, and I don't think that happens. I think, oh, he's a Republican, I'm just going to vote for him or her, and that's got to change. Otherwise, we're not going to get it really anywhere. I can't believe some of these things that go on, and we can get it right. You cannot evict an idea whose time has come. We are the 99%. I kind of am a little infatuated with that quote there because it's true. This movement, my belief, isn't going to go away, and it shouldn't, because it's making a lot of people look at what's really happening. So I appreciate your time. And this is my persuasive speech, and have a good night.